Good afternoon, Justin Gibbs here with the Scene National Weather Service in Paducah. It's just after 3 o'clock on Tuesday, January the 20th. We have a little bit of light wintry precip possible tomorrow morning. The temperatures are going to be rising through the morning as the precip gets going, so we think the window will be fairly short, but some sleet and freezing drizzle will be possible. The redder colored zones here in the vicinity generally have the highest look, basically from Madisonville, Evansville, Owensboro, Carbondale, Cape Girardeau had the highest chance to have a little bit of a light glaze and maybe some localized travel impacts. We're going to continue to watch that through the night, see how that develops. But we think for the most part the precip amounts will be limited before the temperatures warm up, because it will warm up quite a bit tomorrow, as it already kind of has today. The main thing everybody's been talking about, winter storm outlook. This is a look at kind of some of the projected snowfalls. Right now, sort of the median. We're not really talking amount yet because it's still too far out, but large-scale pattern is favorable for a broad area of snow. As you can see right over the Quad State, there is a fairly sharp cutoff. We don't know exactly where that's going to be, but it will probably be somewhere southern Illinois, southeast Missouri, maybe as far south as western Kentucky. Still too soon to get specific amounts, but we're starting to see those projections coming in. Quad State is on the edge of that heavier snow. Travel impacts do appear increasingly likely, especially if you're going to be headed south over the weekend and then maybe to the east into southeast Kentucky and in Tennessee. The models have been pinpointing those areas consistently for several days, and so our confidence is beginning to increase that those areas will see some impacts and making travel difficult. So our probability of moderate impacts, which is basically difficult travel conditions, some infrastructure impacts, is increased slightly from 12 hours ago. It's about 60 to 70% along the Kentucky-Tennessee border. So that would basically be probability that we're going to see a winter storm warning, roughly 50 to 60% further north, and then it decreases as you go to the north and west to about 30 to 50%, which is still not zero. And you'll also note that the probability of impacts, moderate impacts, is not 100% anywhere yet either. We're still early in the game. Things could change. But the trend in general, and from just the general vibe of what we're looking at in the guidance, the impact potential is increasing. The potential for an impactful winter storm is increasing across the Quad State. So here's your 4-inch snow probability, very similar to that moderate impact, 50 to 60% along the Kentucky-Tennessee border, 40 to 50% on the Ohio River and upstream, and then 20 to 30% over Southern Illinois, modestly higher than they were 12 hours ago. Probability of 2 inches or more of snow, 60 to 80%, 50 to 60, and then 30 to 40. And if you look at the raw model output, you're seeing some models that are showing some really high numbers. You're seeing like 8s and 10s and 12s and 15s. Those are using a simplified calculation, and it's not that it will necessarily be wrong, but there are lots of different things that will go into that. So we're not forecasting values that high yet. Could be that we begin to introduce higher numbers like that as we get closer, but for now we think there are enough limiting factors that we're not going quite that high. But we are expecting wind chills to really drop to dangerous levels behind the cold front that's going to be pushing this system. High temperature Saturday, 15 to 16 degrees with wind chills below zero, -9, -10 there at Mount Vernon. So we're going to have cold conditions, dangerously cold conditions following up and commingling with this potential snowstorm as it approaches from the northwest, and it's going to stay cold into early next week. So that snow have a pretty good chance to stick around whatever falls, at least into maybe Tuesday of next week. So there's our plan. We're still here a few days out. We're calling for some snow and winter weather, so be thinking about your emergency supplies for your home and your car, and we're probably to the point now to start planning contingencies for travel and things like that. If you're planning on traveling on Saturday, well, what am I going to do? Not necessarily changing those plans, but thinking, okay, I've got plans here Saturday or Sunday. What might I do if this does play out? Because we've been talking about it for a couple of days. It's been fairly consistent. There are still questions. There's still a chance nothing will happen snow-wise in this area. It will get cold. We know that, but it's high enough now to begin to start thinking about what you're going to do. The risk is high enough now, especially over western Kentucky and southeast Missouri, and then maybe into southwest Indiana. Of an impactful snow, 3-4 inches, and maybe locally, or even on a broader scale, higher amounts than that. we're just going to continue to watch. As the forecast picture develops, new model guidance comes in, we'll continue to provide updates with new information as it becomes available. Have a good day.